It looks like AEW has made another major signing. This coming on the heels of Mercedes Moné and Kazuchika Okada reportedly both signing with AEW. I'm going to tell you who this new signing is, what it means, and why this is so major. All that and more coming up in this video. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I'm Omer Q for Real Take Wrestling. Let's get right into it. So, AEW has been going through some changes over the past few months. There had been reports that people were leaving at the end of the year, not just talent, but also people backstage. QT Marshall, one of the bigger names, that ended up leaving the company at year's end in 2023. And it left some openings in the AEW front office. And as FightfulSelect.com reported last week, Kazuchika Okada and Mercedes Moné, two people who were former New Japan related talent, at least, both are signing with AEW in 2024. It's expected that Mercedes will be debuting at Boston at the AEW Dynamite Big Business Show, and then Kazuchika Okada will likely be starting in AEW sometime in March, if reports are to be believed. Now, coming off of that, Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, who of course is very well sourced in the AEW's New Japan spheres, has reported that Rocky Romero has joined AEW's front office in what, in my opinion, is not only a massive move, but for AEW has the potential to be game-changing. And nobody's talking about it, but it is. Rocky Romero, for those of you who are not aware, was one time an ambassador and also a front office backstage guy in New Japan Pro Wrestling. He was someone who was responsible not only for cultivating a lot of the foreign talent, the American talent, and getting them to come over, but also building relationships with American companies like All Elite Wrestling. Without the work and the ambassadorship and the, quite frankly, persistence of Rocky Romero, there is no Forbidden Door pay-per-view. Without Rocky Romero, there is no partnership between New Japan and AEW. Without Rocky Romero, we don't see Okada on Dynamite that one time. We don't see, Tanahashi wrestling the likes of Jon Moxley at Forbidden Door. We don't see these one-offs like Minoru Suzuki coming over and wrestling for AEW. None of that is possible, or would be possible, really, without the work that Rocky Romero did. This is someone who has been working behind the scenes for years to try to make professional wrestling better, to try to make professional wrestling more of a partnership across companies than trying to divide them up. And you may remember, Tony Khan likes to talk about this a lot. At the beginning of AEW, their relationship with New Japan Pro Wrestling was not good. It was in the toilet, in the stinker. It was bad because the way New Japan executives saw it at the time was AEW basically took their main stars. They took Cody, they took the Young Bucks, they took Kenny Omega, and they took Hangman Page. People who were the present and the future of the company, gone. But here we are today, and the partnership looks stronger than ever. And this comes at a time where we're seeing New Japan talent go to AEW. We saw Kazuchika Okada now signed with AEW. Will Ospreay is likely going to be signed, or has signed with AEW, and will likely be debuting very soon. So you take that, and then you add Rocky Romero to the mix. I think, obviously, I know there are a lot of people who are going to be concerned about how is New Japan perceiving this. Are they happy with the fact that they're having a guy like Rocky Romero go to AEW? And I think part of the equation that people haven't factored in here is that Rocky Romero was doing a lot of work, outside of Japan. A lot of it was for New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong, but he's done spurts in AEW. He was doing a lot of stuff for New Japan Strong. He was traveling back and forth, and there's no reason to think, at least at this point, that he couldn't maintain somewhat of a partnership and working in backstage for New Japan Strong, or doing things for New Japan Strong, or even appearing on shows. I think that is even more likely, actually, him appearing on shows for New Japan Strong than it was previously, because he's going to be spending more time in the United States. So, all in all, massive signing, because not only do you add in a person who has the ability to make partnerships, not just, by the way, with New Japan, Like, we're forgetting, Rocky Romero played a critical role in the CMLL partnership. So, like, he is someone who has ties across the world. He is someone who people trust. And bringing someone into your front office for your AEW that wrestlers around the world trust not only helps you in bolstering the backstage morale that you already have, but also it opens the door for future talent to come in because, they might not know Tony Khan. They might not know other executives backstage, but they know Rocky Romero. And they know they can trust what Rocky Romero has to say. And in that way, this is a massive signing. Because when other New Japan contracts are up, when other international CMLL contracts are up, as AEW tries to slowly integrate them on TV, look for those people to ask Rocky, hey, what's up with AEW? Give me the rundown. What's the real deal? What is it like to work there? Those are the questions that you would think they're going to ask. And I believe that it is for that reason. It is for the reasons that I've laid out earlier. Rocky Romero is a no-brainer, signing for this company. But on top of that, this is someone who AEW at this point needs to sign because you're not only getting Rocky Romero, the ambassador, Rocky Romero, the guy who people trust, you're also getting Rocky Romero, the wrestling mind. Like, those things are just invaluable to a company like AEW that is growing. And we've talked about AEW going through growing pains. We've talked about them, being in a position where they have outgrown the startup feel that AEW once had, but they're not exactly the juggernaut, and they likely never will be as big a juggernaut as WWE. But they are for real, they are big time, and they are, just like Rocky Romero, all elite. That was a very corny ending, I know, but it is what it is. I want to hear from you guys, though. What do you guys think about this Rocky Romero signing? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Let me know in the comments section below. Also, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We're on the trek to 20,000 subscribers for Real Take Wrestling as I just hit my mic. Please help us get there. We're very close. Be sure to subscribe. Until next time, keep it real.